Hi everyone, this is Nika71 and you're watching my 2021 retrospective with a critical look at my creations. It will be a long video, but hang on, I will show some project I have never shown before, the commissioned project. Let's go! This year was the first year that I have a full-time job on my LEGO activities. It included creating LEGO creation, including alternate model, but also for companies with commissioned job and developing the Bilkemock activities. I have also worked a lot of my branding with adding content and features on my website and on Remarkable, and being more present on the social media. There is a lot to say, that is why I do not want to present the retrospective by talking only about stats, but more about achievement on each point of my LEGO activities in a chronological way. There were 9 creations this year, better than the previous years with only 6. Obviously because I have more time to build but also more time to create content on my creations. I have created 20 videos for the YouTube channel, 15 of them of the creation of the year, including model video and design secrets, 1 review and 4 announcements. It gives about a video every 2 weeks, which I'm very satisfied with it. It was one of my goals in this year to produce more content on each creations, which I did with the new YouTube format, the Design Secrets. This new Design Secret was not easy to create at first, mainly because I have to speak in English with my French accent, but the reception was really good. You like this type of content, which explains how I design a set and how I use certain building techniques. I need to write a script, record the voiceover, use additional footage and make a long editing, but it was the challenge. It enabled me to explain my consumption choice, sometimes better than I can do by writing, and help to understand how the model works. It gives also longer video, which help in terms of statistics for YouTube with a better watch time. The first design secret was about my alternate model of 2021, the 42100 as a Vibroseis truck. As written in the review, I wanted to make for a long time an alternate of this set, but Grohl and Eric Trax had a similar idea. That is why I needed to change my plan and make something different. My model has a good reception in terms of comments and appreciation, solely because it has something different what we often see. But the sale of this instruction was not very good. It was better than any other classic creation, for instance not an alternate model, but was disappointed for an alternate, which is understandable by the fact that Grohl and Eric Trax have made a wonderful alternate and before me. In any case, it was the first design secret I have done, and it brings a lot of experience to me on this format. Plus, that I've been contacted by Inova brand who manufactures the original Vibroseis truck, which led to a first commissioned job of 2021, which was to produce a wheeled version of the Vibroseis truck. So, I made the modification by adding wheels and reworking the drivetrain because of the needed differential, make the building instruction, and then Bilkemock provide an amazing support to find all the required parts. Let's move on to the multi-model steering vehicle. This creation is interesting. After a discussion with Diane Creations on the subject to create a multi-mod steering at small scale, I wanted to try to figure out how to create one. So I did, and make a quick video to present it. It was jotted on my desk, not in my studio, and make a free building instruction. Then, the YouTube machine has become crazy and the video has become viral, with hundreds of thousands views. So, sometimes the creations that take the most time are not the ones that get the most views. It led my YouTube channel to have 1,000 subscribers in some week, and make me pass in the 50k subscribers. Braiding twisting machine is something I like a lot. That is why I have made several. But this one serves one purpose: make an affordable braiding machine in order to propose for sale on Bilkemock. I developed this version based on 3 twisting reels in order to be simple to set up and to operate. The sale of the instruction was mostly confidential because the model is so tiny that you can rebuild with the pictures if you are good at Lego, but the Bilkemock sale was good. It has a great success over the months as it enabled to build a nice and didactic machine with your kids, for instance. It is something similar to Steam products and bring customers who are not necessarily fan of Lego. The statistic of the design secret was good, which confirmed me in a way that people like this new type of format, so I decided to make a design secret for each creation after that. The Beast, the larger truck of the world at its time, replicated in a 1:20 scale for 63 cm long. It was the biggest correction I have ever done, which led to many problems regarding the weight and the drivetrain. But I succeeded after hundreds of hours, and only for that I am happy. This truck has a very good reception as it is an iconic French truck and that the people love big truck in general. I expected a very conventional instruction sales as it requires a lot of yellow parts, motor, but this one is an exception. The sale was rather good for a classic creation and the reception of the design secret was amazing. I have put several old footage of the real truck and talking about its history that people liked. So I decided to add an historical part when it is possible in the design secret of my future creation. This creation is also for sale at Bilkemock, but considering the high price, it was not very well sold. In April, I have done a commissioned project for the Forge of Paimpont, an historical site in France where railway was forged in the 18th and 19th century. The owner of the site has started in 2020 to reproduce the main building at 1:30 scale, where the water wheel, rolling mills and furnace are. Then he contacted me in order I create the technical model inside this building. The first project was to build the water wheel which drives 2 rolling mills. So, based on the existing Lego building, I am designing the water wheel with mini blade which drives the inertia wheels and 2 rolling mills with a chain and corner gears. The model is driven underneath using a hidden motor which drives a roller on the black inertia wheel, and tension mechanism enable clutching in case of problem. It is a simple model regarding the technical side, but it has to be as reliable as possible and work smoothly, because the model is made for a long running time. Next projects are planned. By continuing creating model for the Lego building, it includes 6 pedal furnaces with moving function, 2 squeezers, a sort of driver sledgehammer, and more, including 3D printed parts for important elements that I cannot reproduce in Lego. The idea is to represent as closest as possible the functioning of the forge in a didactic way, thanks to the motion. I was really happy to work with the Forge of Paimpont. It is not something I do usually, I am more focused on vehicle, but working on such a building which marks the region and the French industry is an honor, and there are so many interesting things to tell about it. The second beast of the year, my first 1:8 supercar, which is in fact a super truck, based on the Lamborghini Sian set. I wanted at first to create an Aston Martin DBS, but did not succeed with the part, so I made a truck instead. It has a classic function for a supercar, plus adjustable riding height. The model has received a great reception with great sales too, being in top selling mock on Remarkable for weeks. It was for me a big challenge to make such a big vehicle, as the more the vehicle becomes bigger in Lego, the more you had to have a very nice design and detail, because you do not have the excuse to be on small scale and make compromise. but I am really happy with the result, with the powerful look and the interesting color scheme. It was the second instruction I made in 300 dpi, which increased the size of the PDF but enabled to zoom more in it. It's a lot to handle for my computer, but worth the quality. The Fiat 500 was a vehicle I wanted to reproduce for a while, as I did for the Citroën 2CV and the Mary, and many other planes like the Renault 4L or the Peugeot 205. So I did in July by focusing me on the particular design, but with some function like the suspension and a working fake engine that the Citroën I did do not have. It resulted in a model with a lot of parts for its size. I was really happy with the result, especially the front and back design, but the reception was very shy. I was thinking it will be as famous as Citroën I did, but the stats and the sale were mostly confidential. Even it is for sale on Bilkemock, it didn't sell very well. I think the model is maybe less iconic and that the release timing was not so good, because just before the holiday. Despite that, I was happy with the design secret I made with an historical footage section and explaining some tricks and tips for the building. I have also added a new section to this format, which was the default and limitation of the set. Things on the creation that I was not happy with, mostly due to compromise I needed to do. Let's talk about the third commissioned project of the year. The alternate model of the 42100 leads to another commissioned project, this time for Sercel, a manufacturer of Vibroseis truck 2, but based in France. After watching my tracked Vibroseis truck based on the Inova model, they asked me to build their version of a wheeled Vibroseis truck. It was quite a challenge, because it was so different compared to the Vibroseis truck I have done. That's why I've started the project from scratch. The model is fully motorized with Bluetooth remoting using Control Plus and Powered app on smartphone. There is one XL motor for each axle with differential, where the rear is connected to the fake L6 engine. The steering is operated by a L motor which drives two linear actuators. The Vibroseis platform is moved with a L motor which drives two linear actuators. The particularity of this platform is that the whole assembly moves including the top frame, when the Innova's frame remains fixed, which leads to a different design for the linear actuators. Then the vibrator function is made in the same way with a motor which drives a crank mass. To finish, a front winch is operated with a L motor. This model is about 70 cm long for 3 kg, which is a huge creation. It is bigger and longer than my 42100 alternate. But as the central articulation remains, I have to carefully design it to be sturdy enough and well balanced to handle the weight. At the final, I am really happy with the design and the functionality, and the customer too. With the help of Bilkemock, we built 6 units of them to be delivered to the customer. It is a great example that LEGO Technic can make conclusive and didactic model compared to motionless scale model. The Truckati or Bugatti truck, an alternate model based on the 42083 Bugatti Chiron as a race truck. Again, it should be my first 1-to-8 supercar, but it was again a super truck. I did not figure out to find a proper design for a car because of the color scheme, so I have chosen to make something different. I have focused the development on the design, but also on the functionality, especially the fact that you can see it by opening cover panel to understand how it works, with the lever inside the cabin, the stepper or the 8-speed gearbox. The reception was good, and I am happy with the result and the sale considering the age of this set. I have also started to make reels and short, 1-minute video for Instagram and YouTube, to test the format. I'm not really convinced by these. It requires an additional amount of work and specific requirement, but they had some success on Instagram, but they didn't bring many new followers or interaction. People watch it in the feed, but that's all. It is worse on YouTube with confidential view and not new subscribers. Plus, that is pollute the regular feed of video, so for now I'm not really convinced by this format for my video. The Halloween Spider Box, a small creation to celebrate Halloween. A box which contains a spider which is revealed by a lever and a spring-loaded mechanism. The idea was to publish this before Halloween and offer a free building instruction as a video tutorial to build this before Halloween with the kids, for instance. The tutorial and seasonal video is often popular on YouTube, but this one was not. So maybe it's not that good, not so scary, not so clickbait, and maybe the timing was too short, but let's say it's a try. The creation was also for sale on Berliet, and despite the delivery after Halloween, it sells pretty well. It was a small build that I wanted to build for a while, a tiny telescope with working axle. Of course, it has no lens, but it is a nice set for decorating or for astronomy fans. It has been designed to be as affordable as possible, to propose it for sale on Berliet, and the result was here. The sale was very good, mostly due to Christmas, as a gift for space lover. So I'm happy with the result, and it's a only creation that I have kept mounted for now. We have covered the creation of the year, so let's talk about other announcements linked to my Lego creation. Apart creation and commissioned project, I work on other Lego activity which include some commissioned projects that I cannot tell because under NDA, but I also focused in proposing more content based on my previous model. For instance, I added 5 instructions for Old Mock, the 8x8 articulated truck, the trial crawler, the CVT truck, and a yellow version for the Citroën Mary and 2CV. I am also happy to announce that we have a partnership with the Mary Club of Cassis in France to propose the Citroën Mary and the deux chevaux lineup to their customer. On the material field, I plan to make a video about my equipment as Sercel did, but I use mostly my Panasonic Gi5 in a dedicated studio space which has very good quality and stabilization. I have recently upgraded my studio light for the Quadralight TEA, which are smaller than those I have before for years, which help a lot in filming. I have also renewed my Lightroom licenses to get the Gi5 support, so since the 42100 Model B, the Vibroseis truck, all pictures have been taken with the Panasonic and the Leica lens. As nobody complained, I have sold my Canon to keep only one camera. On the Lego collection and sorting, I have to extend the capacity of storage because of the 42100 and the 42115 to be stored. So I have optimized my storage by purchasing new plastic case drawer for small parts from the Stanley brand, which has the advantages to be compatible with Lego dimension and can be stacked for a nice result. Plus a large tower of drawer to store big parts and meta piece. With that configuration, all parts are accessible and the plastic case are not mismatched. I will make a complete video about it as I have now a strong experience in sorting Lego parts for creating mock. On the website side, I have changed the hosting for a dedicated server as I wanted to connect new modules like an emailing solution and solve security issue. On the emailing solution, I send a newsletter when I issue a new creation, so each 1 to 2 months. It includes detail about it, but also some sneak information of what I am working on, and sometimes a discount code to use on my website. For now, the emails are only for the customers. To finish with the review side, I have made a review about the new S-Brick light that I helped to develop, especially the small plastic part to fix the light. It was quite fun to test product and will surely use in the next creation. I was contacted also by a clone brick seller to make a review of their product. So, if the product is good, I will make an objective review on it. Let's get a change to this clone brick as the mentality starts to change with the CADAS work. We have done with the announcement, let's talk about the upcoming project. I work for some years now in collaboration with Lionel Lucas, the author of Voyage en zone rouge, The Road to the Red Zone, a book about the history of Honda focused on the Type R Honda. He contacted me when writing the second volume, The Road to Red Zone 2, to propose an exclusive package of the book with Lego replica of iconic Honda Formula 1. He had already proposing a special edition package for the first volume with a watch and a die-cast Honda Civic Type R, but he wanted a different exclusive edition package for the upcoming second volume, and with the blessing of Honda brand, here is the result. The special edition will be composed of a book, a coated metal stand with screen printing and laser engraving, and a Lego replica of the Honda R300 or the McLaren MP44 to be chosen. The package will include the printed instruction, the custom sticker, and the book cover depending on the chosen Lego formula. The special edition will be limited and numerated. It will be not possible to buy it again after the first production. I do not know the launch date for now, but as soon as I have more detail, I will let you know. In any case, it's a very exciting project to create such an exclusive set for a brand that I like a lot. On the Lego creation, I plan several creations for this year, which include some alternate model but also classic one. Here is a work in progress list. I have also some commissioned projects already started, but I think I will talk about during the year instead of at the end. So, what remember of this year? I was thinking I have not made so many things despite the fact I was at full-time job on it, but after writing the article and recording the video, I noticed that I have made several things, and I have also cut some content. So I am happy with the result. By improving my website and the features, make new creation and work for some company, I hope that the coming year will be even better than the previous one. If you are a company who want that I build something for you, do not hesitate to contact me with the contact form of my website. The link is in the description. Of course, I have made mistakes in some creation, in some commissioned project, but as in Lego creation, a fail is always a way to improve things for the next time. For now, everybody is happy with my work, so I wish it continues. Thanks to my amazing partner, Bill Kemok and Forward Sticker, who made a great job and helped me a lot to proposing better creation. Thanks to the companies who trust me and all my fans and supporting customers. As I write every year, without you, it will not be possible. Take care, play well, bye.